For the tower in the sands, you're certain to find what you seek there.
Dungeon crawlers haven't really taken off in the West. With that said, there's no other franchise that has popularized the genre more than the Mystery Dungeon series. In 2008, Square Enix released Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo Dungeon in the West on the Wii, and it ended up making me a fan of the genre overall. Now, the title is back in a remastered way for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4, and while there are some things missing, I still felt that this title is just as approachable and fun as it ever was. This is Noisy Pixel's review for Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, begins by introducing Sid, a researcher out to find clues to power up his airship, and his partner, Chocobo. Following a few leads, the two end up getting sucked into a vortex which lands them in the town of Lost Time. After meeting the citizens, it's evident that some things are off about this town, and it seems to be stemming from the clock tower. Every time the clock chimes, the memories of the townspeople are erased, and they don't have to worry about any of their troubles any longer because they can't remember them. Thankfully, Chocobo doesn't seem to be affected by the ringing, and a strange baby with green hair appears who might be able to unlock the town's memories and restore balance to the region. I really liked the story of Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody. The writers kept the story straightforward and easy to understand even when explaining lore and backstory. With that said, there are moments of character growth and interesting clues as to who these characters were before the game's events that can be discovered by exploring the town. Helping citizens find their memories is only one part of the game, but this is where Chocobo enters someone's mind and must fight through a dungeon. These dungeons are given rules such as a level cap or even turning the game's buddy feature off, which keeps things feeling fresh and less repetitive than simply going through dungeon floors the same you would during story missions. Story mission dungeons have more floors and enemies to encounter, and they are typically a bit tougher, especially the boss fights. This is where the new buddy feature comes in handy, where a second player can use a turn to land a hit on a boss and move out of the way before attacking, since the game's turns are only based off the Chocobo's moves. Other than that, the second player feature doesn't expand much outside of attacking enemies and moving around the dungeon. Characters and enemies can be unlocked as a buddy, and each has a unique skill that they bring into battle. Chocobo has a range of job classes that players can choose from that can each be leveled up in order to learn new skills unique to that specific job class. Dungeon designs in Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, aren't anything special, but they don't really need to be since you don't typically stay on a floor for too long. There are also gimmicks and traps, which makes for some surprising moments while trying to find an exit. I also love the soundtrack in the game, which included music from past Final Fantasy titles. Being that this is a remastered, Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, everybody, does do away with the card game that was present in the Wii version. However, I didn't end up missing this card game too much. Instead, found plenty of enjoyment in just going through the story. However, there were some audio scenes altered or removed altogether, which I didn't understand because the voiced audio is what made this game so great on the Wii. These scenes were instead switched out for text boxes. Graphical updates are all great and make this colorful and fun world all the better. Dungeon character designs and environments all look crisp, but I did find that the loading screens were a bit lengthy sometimes after experiencing a death. Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, everybody, can get fairly difficult, especially since all equipped items and gold are taken away from the player if they die, but levels aren't reset, so each run through a dungeon does get easier over time. As someone's first dungeon crawler, I think Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, is a great fit. Everything from the game's upgrading system to navigating the story is straightforward and explained in a way that anyone can easily understand. The game also has nice features for genre veterans and tougher difficulty settings as well. To sum it up, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, is a charming, adorable, and addictive game, and with its remaster improvements of the original, it's now more accessible than ever. Noisy Pixel's giving Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please check out the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is ran by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Hey, Chocobo! Get